Hello, all my lovely people, and welcome to your Virgo new moon reading. The Virgo new moon is coming up on September 6th, and it's going to be climaxing around 6:51 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, so wherever you're at in the world, you can adjust that. But I love the Virgo new moon. It is a call to reflect. So where are you right now? Where do you want to go now? What have you realized about your goal or your goals since the last full moon in Virgo, which this year was on February 27th of 2001. There's a 6-month-ish cycle between, you have a new moon in Virgo, and then you go up to the full moon in Virgo, and then you go back to the new moon in Virgo. And it's this beautiful process of planting new seeds, them growing, you coming to this place of harvest, and then as you go back to the new moon, looking at what you're ready to let go of and what you're ready to change. So you can ask yourself, what have you been letting go since the last full moon? And really, now, with it being a new moon, it's a great time for a clever, simple, well-organized, restart. So you can consider perhaps focusing on what you can give to others as you plant these new seeds going forward. Virgos, of course, have a strong health aspect as well. So you might also reflect on what you can give to your body. And that can be your, looking at what seeds you want to plant until the next full moon in Virgo. So I am doing, of course, a reading for each individual zodiac sign. So whichever signs you want to look at, your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus, whatever you want to focus in on, look at a variety of them if you'd like to get a full picture of what this new moon energy is bringing in for you. And we'll go ahead and jump into the reading right now. All right, my Geminis, welcome to your Virgo new moon reading. And because this is like a call to reflect, what we're going to start off with here is pulling a card from these empowering questions and just see what empowering question the creator would like you to consider during this new moon period. And this is going to be covering the week before the new moon and then the 2 weeks after the new moon. And we're going to be pulling some clarifying cards for each of those weeks that way as well here in just a moment. So just a little heads up. All right, creator, what do you want our Geminis to think about? What kind of question? Our big thinkers, our Geminis, what do you want them to consider to question during this period? Okay, I feel like this is the one for you. And you've got, what does love mean to me? It's a beautiful start to your reading here. Definitely, I love that, I've got a lot of pink quartz here, which this is pink, which represents the high heart, and that's jumping out to me, considering the two different types of love we experience in our lifetime here. We have our conditional love, based on all those things from the physical world, our human side, our fight or flight ego world, and then also where we come from, which is the unconditional love. So consider that. What does love mean to me, especially knowing that there's a couple types of love, right? We're going to use the enchanted map. And for this, we're going to find out what the creator wants you to know about just each of the weeks. Each of the 3 weeks of this period, the week before the new moon, the week after the new moon, and then the second week after the new moon, right before we go into the full moon. So let's take a look here. All right, creators, so for the week before the full moon, what do you want them to know? I did say before the new moon, I hope. If not, they knew what I meant. And then the week after the new moon, okay? And then the second week after the new moon, please. Okay, there we go. All right. So the week before the new moon, you've got come together. And I love that number 8. So you do have this, again, here's love. What does love mean to you? And so coming together seems to be like this thought and this belief around love. And so it seems like you've got love on your mind, and what does that mean, between individuals, whether it's, romantic or friendships or family, whatever it might be, even between you and your pets, and it's just questioning what love means and the existence of love, because it says love needs to be shared. So hilarious. Love needs to be expressed. Drawing the come together card is a sign that you're on the path to discover the nature of this emotion in all its form of expression: romantical, familial, unconditional, spiritual, kind of everything we've talked about. In each instance, there is another being involved. Love involves a give and take between you and a significant other, a relative, a friend, an animal, and or spirit. This card assures you that love has come calling and seeks a partner in its dance. Know that you are cherished, and like a magnet, you're attracting love into your life. This is the time for harmonious, caring partnerships. Can't make it up. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. So you definitely have love on your mind. You are drawn into your life. And you could be, like I said, especially coming up on this new moon energy for planting new seeds and having new things come. There could have been old relationships have ended, either friendships or partnerships, anything like that. Or you're just ready for a new type of love to enter your life as well. I love that it includes spirit, because that is such the fulfilling relationship that you have, because when spirit is actually made of unconditional love, and that's the kind of love that we are all really thirsting for, right? Because conditional love is unstable, temporary, and you can lose it because there's conditions for it. Whereas unconditional love, there's nothing you can do to lose it, nothing you can do to gain any more of it either, because you have it all already. And so that connection to spirit is definitely for some of you that are ready for that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting external physical love in all its different forms as well. So that is like the week before the new moon coming in, and then you come to the moon, and then you have peaks of joy, and you got master number 33. And so definitely you're up in the clouds, you're in cloud 9 for many reasons. We'll find out here. Master number 33 for me really fits into what I was just talking about in spirit as well, because I feel like master number 11 is us mastering our ego and our human journey and really coming to that place. And master number 22 is when we realize there's two of us inside of us, both our human avatar character that we're playing on this, earthly plane, and then the actor or the player, the real us behind the scenes, which is that powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love, almost like a heavenly creature up here. And so that's understanding our spirit side. And then 33 is this bonding between them both, where our physical human is feeling whole and complete because our higher self embraces and gives us the love that we're looking for. And so there is a message that, again, general reading, so that is, if that resonates for you, you'll know, and if the other resonates for you, you'll know, right? But let's read from the book too to see what other messages come in here. It says, your life is filled with happiness, so share it with others. Joy is yours today. No matter your inquiry, you will be happy with the results. You're coming closer to a sense of achievement, and you've worked hard for it. You're surrounded by true companions and events that are synchronistically arranged to bring you to the next level of your life. The world is singing a beautiful harmony. Life is exhilarating and hopeful. Let gratitude fill your heart and remember to share your happiness. Joy is contagious. So I do love that because it just fits right in. And then the second week after the new moon, right before the next full moon, you have movement, number 28. And so 28 breaks down to 10, which is endings, which breaks down 1 + 0 is 1, new beginnings. So there is these endings and new beginnings. And I kind of feel like normally you make room for new things coming in, and then the new things come in. But for you, it's like you've already made room before, like long before. In fact, you I kind of feel like you've pushed love to this place where you did this cost benefit analysis before with all your Gemini thinking, and you're like, you know what, relationships just aren't worth it, at least right now. They're on hold. And then you've been doing other things, and now other things are dropping out of your life, and this is making room for this new love and new things. And with that, you are like getting these new relationships, getting these new social type of situations where you do feel like sharing with others. And in doing that, you're also clearing out other things out of your life to make room. So where you filled your life with activity that wasn't so much engaged with people as much, you're moving that stuff out. And that can also be, movement. You're moving locations, you're moving jobs, and maybe you are moving relationships, and it could be endings. For some of you, it's like the divorce is final, and now, the movement is going forward, or you have moved out of, the ex's house now, and you have this move, it's like this opening to a lot of things. Or you're moving away from family, you're moving away from your group of friends, and now, there's this open, like a cast call for new characters to come into your life. And then let's read here too. Yep, so you're in a time of forward positive motion. And it's a time for positive momentum as you come out of a period of restriction. You're in a stage of new adventure and discovery. You may feel compelled to take a trip, change your hair, or move your home or business. Regardless, you can't remain where you are anymore. You're compelled to go forward. So no matter what your inquiry, you will see your dreams take form and doors previously shut begin to open as if by magic. Movement is also a state of mind. The fog lifts and you now know the actions you need to take. This isn't the time for fear. Let it go and move forward. And that makes sense too, that, as you're opening yourself up more, this is about opening yourself to love, and then you start doing that and you're sharing that joy, and then you reach that point of, I'm getting scared, but then you're like, do it anyway. You can still fear, but do it anyway, right? And then what we're going to do here, and I'm going to just move this to the side and move these up here. I'm also going to choose some cards here from the Light Seers Tarot and just get clarification on these and see what else the Creator wants you to know about these 3 weeks. What does love mean to you? How many expectations and rules do you have around it? They just touched a memory in my head to share with you. And I forget the name of the person. I think his first name is Dan, Dr. Dan something, but he was talking about deal breakers. If you have deal breakers in your relationship, and I loved because he was very blunt and honest, and he's like, if you have more than 5 deal breakers, then you need to be by yourself until you can get it down to 5. Because he was like, if you have more than 5, you're just making it impossible to be in a relationship. And that can be, again, romantical think he was focused on the romance side, but that can fit anything in your life, whether it's friends, family, or lovers, and the romantical side of it. So that's for you. All right, Creator, what else do you want them to know about their first week, the week before the new moon? Yep, so you got the Queen of Swords. And this movement did talk about a change in thoughts, which the swords are about your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. And so this contemplation, as well, I feel like, this coming together does have to have you look into your thoughts and beliefs about things, kind of like I mentioned, the deal breakers and all those expectations you have around who someone should be. Because when you meet someone at first, right, they're not expecting to meet them, and they're amazing, and oh my God, everything they do is just like, wow, because you have zero expectations on there, right? So expectations are down here, and this is who the person's being up here, right? You're like, this is fantastic. And then they actually are attracted to you too, and you start hanging out, and so your expectations start to rise a little bit. They're still amazing, all this amazingness here. And then you decide to exclusively date. And you're like, okay, they're still amazing, a little less amazing, but still, I'm investing time, and I'm enjoying it. In fact, I kind of probably change them a little bit to make them even more amazing to me, right? That's our little thought process. And then we get engaged, which they're almost just meeting our expectations, which is okay. If they just live up to our expectations, we're good. But then you get married, and suddenly, why did they change? Our expectations have jumped up so much with each of those titles, those definitions we've put on our relationship with people, that they've stayed the same. It's our expectations that changed. And so that is something, looking at the red flags, all the flags that you have, all those deal breakers, taking a look at those and reflecting on them. And then also, uncage your heart, let it go. This is the Ace of Cups. This represents unconditional love, and the love that is really what we're searching for inside. And you're allowed to let your love out, is what I feel that means for you there. And then what about the week after the new moon? What else do you want them to know about that? The World. Look, it's almost so joyous, so joyous. The world, it's like you fell on top of the world. It also represents the end of a major cycle, and new journeys and new births. And that's perfect for the new moon energy too. You're starting off into a new world, a new cycle, a new process. And so it is definitely a time of change for you, where you're ready for this new part of your life, ready to move forward, ready for, like I said, and it's not necessarily you're going in circles. I always look at life as going up a spiral staircase. Sometimes, we started on first floor here, and we're up to the third floor, and we're kind of around the same, location we were 2 floors down, but you definitely are different, and you're not the person that you were on the first floor on that position. So the experience you're going to have going up this next cycle is not going to be like the first floor and the second floor. This third floor you're going on is going to be evolutionary and full of growth, and learning wisdom and applying the old wisdom that you've learned. It's, not going to be perfect according to expectations and all that, but you are going to learn a lot about yourself and a lot about how you feel about yourself. And that's what I love. I always think it was the Course in Miracles. It said relationships teach us unconditional love and patience. And there you go. That is what relationships do. And it's amazing. And there's so many more, that cost benefit analysis you did that pushed people away before, or that you wouldn't allow people to get close to you. You're realizing there's some more things to put in the plus column, and some of these negatives that you had in the takeaway column really were just protection because you felt unsafe, and then the pain of being hurt, and you're understanding a lot about those emotions and stuff because of this reflection that you're doing. So you're letting some of that go, so it's balancing out more for you. And then the second week after the new moon, what else do you want them to know about this? Movement. You've got to move it. Yeah, because you got the Knight of Wands, which is all about movement. And it's fire. You can see the Wands is about ambition, passion. So definitely there's this movement of energy that's moving into this very fiery place, which definitely makes sense as you're, this joy that's flowing out of you. It just makes you want to make changes. It makes you want to make movement and changes in your life. I mean, it's very fiery energy, like I said. So it's a beautiful, beautiful evolutionary process that you're going through there. And then I'm going to move this up here. And lastly, we're going to pull a couple cards from this Clarity deck. And I love it. Girls Gone Happy. It's a hilarious and joyful, awesome name of a company. I just love it. When I first saw it, I just cracked up and I said, I've got to have these cards. If not only just for their name, but they have awesome cards too. So it's a win-win. And I'm shuffling up here. All right, Creator, what else do you want our Geminis to know about this new moon period? Okay, so it's going to be these two here. And you got a heart, of course, the Rebel. So where are you following rules you don't care about or really believe in anymore? This is so perfect for being next to this Queen of Swords here, because that is, like we talked about, all those deal breakers, all those things, all those expectations, really looking at those and letting them go. Because otherwise this little flying heart feels like it's caged. And it can't fly, and so it's been restricted, like caged, like that little heart there in the corner. I mean, the little Ace of Cups, which is your emotions, have been caged. So it's time to let them out. And then you got advisors, and it says, who do you need to listen to more right now? Who do you need to listen to less right now? And how can you make this happen? So this movement too is the people in your life that, or not even necessarily a human person, but definitely it can include human people, but it can be social media, news, whatever your input is like, who are you listening to that is no longer serving you to listen to them? And who is it beneficial for you to keep listening to or to start listening to as well? And so beautiful, beautiful awareness that comes throughout this process here, because you really start to understand. I really feel like the week before the new moon, you're doing a lot of reflection, a lot of things, a lot of flags are being raised. Like I said, you're understanding there's red flags and blue flags and a yellow flag. It's almost like a red, yellow, green light, right? There's things that I know I want to stop now, and there's things I want to go forward with, and there's things I'm kind of cautious about yet. And you're kind of just putting them into that kind of category as you're going, a lot of clarity around how you feel about love. And so, the focus in is, what does love mean to you? So I am loving this, definitely for your new moon phase here. So just know as you go through this and every day of your life, that every second of every day you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And I love you too. Enjoy your little new moon phase, and I'm sure I'll talk to you very soon. You take care now.